Today we're going to talk about kindness, something we all strive for but might not always get right. You see, kindness is often seen as a virtue, and rightfully so. It shows compassion, empathy, and a willingness to help others. But, like anything else, too much of a good thing can turn sour. And that's what we want to discuss today, the dark side of kindness. Yes, you heard that right. Kindness, when taken to an extreme, can actually harm both the giver and the receiver, from creating unrealistic expectations to enabling bad behavior. We will dive into 3 surprising ways excessive kindness can have negative consequences. So, join us as we explore the unexpected downsides of excessive kindness and learn how to practice self-care without sacrificing your compassion. Before I start, my only request from you is to watch the full video. Let's get started. Number 1. Unrealistic anticipations from other. Kindness is a trait that often earns you admiration and respect from those around you. When you consistently extend a helping hand, lend a listening ear, or offer your support, people begin to rely on your benevolence. They may come to expect that you will always be there to assist them, no matter the circumstances. As your reputation for kindness grows, so do the expectations of others. They might start assuming that you possess an inexhaustible reservoir of time, energy, and resources solely dedicated to their needs. This can lead to a sense of entitlement, where they believe that you owe them your unwavering attention and assistance. In essence, you become a victim of your own kindness. While your intentions were undoubtedly good, the unintended consequence is that people may begin to take your generosity for granted. They may develop impractical hopes that you will perpetually prioritize their concerns over your own. Regardless of the reasons behind such expectations, it's vital to address them proactively. We must establish and communicate clear boundaries, outlining what we can and cannot do. Saying no to unreasonable requests is crucial, even if it means disappointing others momentarily. By doing so, we can prevent fostering a culture of dependence and entitlement. Moreover, it's essential to recognize that our kindness has limits. We cannot keep giving without replenishing our own resources. Setting aside time for self-care, pursuing our interests, and focusing on our responsibilities are essential to maintaining a healthy work-life balance. By prioritizing our needs, we can ensure that our kindness does not become a burden, but remains a positive force in both our lives and the lives of those around us. In the context of Stoicism, this situation highlights the importance of maintaining a balance between kindness and self-preservation. Recognizing your limits and setting boundaries becomes crucial to avoid falling victim to these unrealistic expectations and the subsequent emotional toll they can take on both you and your relationships. To conclude, unrealistic expectations from others can arise when we exhibit excessive kindness. These expectations can lead to feelings of resentment, guilt, and burnout. To avoid such consequences, it's imperative to communicate realistic expectations, set firm boundaries, and practice self-care. Number 2, neglecting your own goals. When you really like helping others a lot, it can sometimes make you forget about your own dreams and goals. You might focus so much on helping people that you forget about what you want for yourself. While it's good to care about others, it's also important to think about how this can affect your own life and dreams. Stoicism is a way of thinking that says we should use our brains and act wisely. It tells us to live in a way that follows our values and long-term goals. If you're always putting other people first and not thinking about your own needs and goals, it goes against what Stoicism teaches. When it comes to setting boundaries and prioritizing your own needs, it's important to recognize that your priorities will be trampled upon if you don't establish clear limits. The Stoic philosophers understood this principle well, emphasizing the importance of living in accordance with reason and virtue. In today's fast-paced, interconnected world, it's easier than ever to get swept up in other people's agendas and lose sight of our own. However, setting boundaries and prioritizing your own responsibilities is essential to maintaining balance and avoiding sacrificing your authenticity and well-being for others. The Stoics believed that living a virtuous life required cultivating inner strength and resilience. This meant developing the ability to distinguish between things within your control and things outside of your control, and focusing on the former while accepting the latter with equanimity. When it comes to setting boundaries, this means recognizing what you can and cannot control, and being willing to say no to requests that exceed your limits. For example, imagine that a colleague asks you to stay late at work to help with a project. While you may want to help, you also have personal commitments that evening that are important to you. In this case, it's important to weigh your options carefully and communicate your boundaries clearly. You might say something like, "I understand the importance of this project, but I have personal commitments that evening that I cannot cancel. Is there another way we can approach this task that works for both of us?" By setting boundaries in this way, you're not only protecting your own time and energy, but also modeling healthy behavior for others. When you assertively communicate your limits, you're showing others that you value your own time and energy, which can actually help build stronger relationships based on mutual respect. Of course, setting boundaries is not always easy, especially when it involves saying no to requests from others. However, remember that every time you say yes to someone else's request, you're saying no to your own needs and priorities. When you overcommit yourself, you risk sacrificing your authenticity and well-being for others. By setting boundaries, you're not only taking care of yourself, but also ensuring that you can show up fully for others in the ways that matter most. Prioritizing your own responsibilities is also essential to maintaining balance in your life. When you take on too much, you risk becoming overwhelmed and unable to fulfill any of your commitments effectively. By focusing on your highest priorities and delegating or deferring less important tasks, you can ensure that you're devoting your time and energy to the things that truly matter most. Reduced self-esteem. Reduced self-esteem is a common negative consequence of excessive kindness. When you're too nice, you may compromise your own needs and desires to accommodate others, leading to feelings of low self-worth. Here are some ways in which excessive kindness can reduce self-esteem. Over people-pleasing. When you're excessively kind, you may go out of your way to please others, even if it means neglecting your own needs and desires. Constantly putting others first can lead to feelings of burnout, resentment and low self-esteem. You may start to feel like you're not good enough or that your needs don't matter, leading to a decrease in self-confidence and self-worth. Difficulty saying no. Many people who are excessively kind struggle to say no to requests from others. They may fear disappointing others or worry about appearing selfish. As a result, they may overcommit themselves, leading to feelings of exhaustion and stress, which can further erode self-esteem. When you're unable to set boundaries and prioritize your own needs, you may feel like you're not in control of your life, leading to decreased self-esteem. Lack of recognition. When you're excessively kind, you may not receive the recognition or appreciation you desire from others. People may take your kindness for granted or fail to acknowledge your efforts, leaving you feeling undervalued and unappreciated, which can further diminish self-esteem. When your kindness goes unnoticed or unrecognized, you may start to feel like it's not worth it, leading to decreased motivation and self-worth. Remember, kindness is a beautiful virtue that enriches our lives and the lives of those around us. It's a reflection of our compassion, empathy, and our genuine desire to help others. But as we've explored today, even too much of a good thing can have its pitfalls. So as you go about your day, remember that you can be kind without sacrificing your own needs, boundaries, or self-worth, and always strive for a compassionate heart that remains in harmony with wisdom and self-care. Thank you for joining us today on this insightful journey. If you found this video valuable, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support helps us continue to explore thought-provoking topics like this one.